Hey, hello everyone, my name is Chris and welcome back to another game review. Today I'm gonna be reviewing Black Mesa, and as usual I'm quickly gonna go through the story of this game to tell you in short what this game is all about. Then I'm gonna share my own opinions and thoughts about this game, so in case you didn't play it, one big spoiler alert across the screen. And yeah, just click away from this video and come back after you play a game if you want to. If you don't want to, you don't have to, it's totally fine. But if you really are interested in my opinions and thoughts about this game right now, then stay with me till the end of this video and let's get started. Alright guys, Black Mesa, it's a first-person action shooter that's been released recently, a few months ago, and it's been developed in Source Engine. It's been developed by Crowbar Collective and Valve Corporation. This game was in development for 15 freaking years. Yep, you heard me right, 15 freaking years. The reason why it took so long is because this game is actually remastered to original Half-Life 1 that was released back in 1998. And back then Half-Life was really revolutionary first-person shooter, and it's a first-person shooter that invented today's modern first-person shooters, which is the reason why people appreciate it so much. And now in 2020 we got a remaster called Black Mesa. Story of Black Mesa follows our main protagonist we play with, Gordon Freeman. He's a young scientist that works for Black Mesa Research Facility that does research on alien technology and all that kind of stuff. One day he comes to work and there are some problems in the test chamber. They need him over there. He goes to that test chamber and the test goes horribly wrong. It opens the portal for aliens from another dimension, and aliens come through that portal. They invade the Earth, and now it's all up to Gordon Freeman to save the world from alien invasion. And that's pretty much the entire story of Half-Life 1, actually Black Mesa in this case. So yeah, this game was originally developed back in 1998, so there was no deep storytelling back then or whatever. But I'm gonna say that the story of this game was pretty enjoyable for what this game was. I mean, again, it's a game from 1998, and for that time this was quite enjoyable story. It's still enjoyable story. It fits nice with the gameplay. Black Mesa is more about the gameplay than its story, of course. So this game is not focused on its story or whatever, so don't expect some super interesting, intriguing story or whatever. You're not gonna get it. This is a first-person shooter and that's it. But altogether, quite enjoyable story for its gameplay. Alright, let's talk about Black Mesa's gameplay, which is for sure and without a doubt the best part of this game. And when it comes to gameplay, there is plenty of stuff to talk about, and that's what I love about this game. But what I love about this game the most is the fact that most of today's modern games could learn from this one, because this game has such a great gameplay. It's really ahead of its time. And now I don't know, was the Half-Life 1 filled with all the details that the remake has, because the remake was done in Source Engine and the original game was not done in the Source Engine. So I don't know where all of these details that make this game so good present in the original Half-Life from 1998, but if they were, that makes this whole game and remaster and everything even more fascinating and mind-blowing. So what I loved about Black Mesa the most is the fact that there is no markers, there is no objectives popping up on the screen telling you where to go, what to do, how to do it. In this game you really have to explore and figure out all the things by yourself. The game will explain you some of the basic controls, but the game will not lead you. You have to figure out everything yourself, and that's really what I enjoyed about this game so much. There is so many things to do and explore in this game. World is so interactive. For example, the detail that will stay in my memory forever is when you take a flare and set a zombie on fire, and when he burns and walks under these sprinklers that spread water, and when they trigger them, the water will just splash all around the room. And some of details like that are not present in the games today, and that's just fucking mind-blowing and kind of sad in the same time. That's why I say that this game can teach today's modern games so much. And the exploring element is probably the most interesting part of this game. There is so much things you can explore. You have to figure out your way to go, and level designs are so simple, and you can explore the areas and you never know what you're gonna find when you go and explore around. Sometimes you find ammo, sometimes you find health, sometimes you find armor. This is one of those games where you break boxes and inside you can find either ammo or health or armor, whatever. There is basic HUD on the screen for your health, ammo, and armor, and there is a cross or a dot on the screen that you aim with, so you can't even aim down the sights in this game. You can only aim down the sights with a revolver. So this is one very classical and old school video game. Most of the weapons have left click and right click fire mode. For example, on your MP5, with the left click you shoot normal bullets, with the right click you fire a grenade launcher. Then on your Glock, with the left click you can shoot with your Glock normally, and with the right click you can shoot like automatic. It's so simple the way this game works, and yet its design is so amazing and interesting. Another really interesting thing about this game, and definitely one of my favorite, is that AI in this game is so ahead of its time. AI is so smart that there's barely any games that I've seen with such a smart AI. I don't even know, I can't right now think of any game that has smarter AI than Half-Life. Maybe Fear games, Fear series have a smarter AI than Half-Life, but I think it's pretty close to Fear series. So AI in this game is so smart. I remember detail when you take the object and put it on the tongue of these hanging aliens that hang from the ceilings, and if you get stuck for their tongue, they pull you towards them, and then they eat you. And you can take any object in their environment and just throw them on them, and they'll bring it up, and then when they realize it's nothing eatable, they'll just spit it out. And if you try to take that same can or whatever, that same object that they just spitted, and offer them again, they're not gonna take it. You'll have to find another object that they haven't tried out yet, and then throw it on them, and then they'll pull it up towards them. So that's one amazing AI detail that I'll never forget. It's so smart. Also, the things that AI tells you, like human AI, when you talk to them, when sometimes you can find these security guards and tell them to follow you. Also, game will tell you only once that with one press of a button you can call the AI to follow you, and you have to remember that for the rest of the game. The game will not repeat the tips or whatever, so you can make the AI follow you. And I love how they will interact with you, how they'll talk to you, and even if you run into other AI, they will start a conversation with them, which is really fascinating. And the AI is so advanced. For example, if you don't have your ammo reloaded, and if you don't realize it, the AI will say, "Sir, maybe you should reload your weapon," or something like that. So they really take care of you, and they tell you and they remind you of the things if you forget them down the way, and if you forget to reload your gun or something. It's really advanced AI. Also, AI can die at any time. The AI that follows you can die at any point. And there is again no hint on the screen that the AI died or whatever. Just fall down just like a regular enemy, and they'll be dead. So it's pretty cool. You can also kill them. You can totally be an asshole and kill the AI and just be a dick. Or there is, for example, a scene where a security guard is getting attacked by a zombie, and you can decide either to help him or not. In case you kill the zombie and help him, then he unlocks the gate and gives you a shotgun. In case you don't help him, zombie kills him, and the gate stays locked, and you never get that shotgun at that point of the game. So you can even obtain some weapons before it's meant to obtain in the game that way. So it's really advanced AI, especially in combat. In combat, the AI, it really behaves like real humans. I never seen such a thing, guys. Actually, in today's modern first-person shooters, AI are just usually dummies that hide behind same cover twice, or die where their teammate died or whatever. They just run around senselessly shooting at nothing, can't hit you or whatever. But not with the Black Mesa. In this game, AI, human AI, is really tough. They can be really hard to fight. They will hide behind the walls, they will flank you, they will throw grenades, they will communicate with each other, and what they communicate really happens. If they say throw him a grenade, the other guy will throw a grenade at you. If they say flank him, they will flank you. Sometimes they just won't say anything and just simply will flank you and try to kill you that way. Sometimes they will even use the hand gestures to tell each other where to go or what to do, so you can't hear them talking. So the AI is so advanced, so smart in this game. There are multiple types of human enemies that you fight through the game. Some of them have assault rifles, some of them have shotguns, some of them have heavy machine guns and stuff like that. Then again, aliens in the combat are also pretty smart. They are less smarter than humans, but they are still pretty smart and be pretty challenging. Those head crabs are probably the most annoying little fuckers. They just jump at you, and you take damage if they jump at you and hit you. So they're pretty annoying little fuckers. Then you have these squids that spit the acid. So again, the game has multiple type of alien enemies. Some of them are easier to kill, some of them are harder to kill. The game also offers you a huge arsenal of weapons, from a pistol to laser guns to alien hand weapons, all kind of stuff. And all of the weapons are unique in their own way. All of the weapons can be applied in different situations. And this game also has some really cool puzzles. They're simple most of the time, but sometimes I need to spend like good 15 to 20 minutes to figure out what am I supposed to do. Sometimes you'll have these cables that you need to reconnect and to like change the power surge to open the doors or whatever. Sometimes it can be really tricky. I remember there was at one point of the game there was like puzzle underwater where you take these floating barrels and you have to put them in like one little cage, and then the pressure will lift them up the cage, and then you can walk across it. And I spent it like 30 minutes figuring out what am I supposed to do, and that's just how this game is. It's not gonna tell you what you need to do or how you need to do. You have to figure it out yourself. You need to use your head and some logic sense to complete the level. It's really unique and amazing gameplay experience. This game almost doesn't have any cutscenes. All the cutscenes are in-game, so whatever happens in the game, you walk around and you watch it. The game, the way game represents you, the enemies, is also interesting. They just show up and they attack you, and that way you learn about the enemies you never seen before, and the game maybe will sometimes represent you these enemies by you coming to one part and then you see that enemy in the background like attacking other humans or eating them or whatever, and then that way game will warn you about that enemy and what is he capable of. So there is no like screen on a tip that enemy is gonna, I don't know, spit acid on you or whatever. You really what you watch, that's what you know, and you have to figure it out yourself, the best tactic to apply on that enemy and how to kill it and all that kind of stuff. So it's really unique gameplay experience that most of the game missed today. That explorational element that this game has is just the best part of this game for sure. I also love the healing stations in this game. You can find the heal and charge stations because the guy you play with has a hazard suit, like a super suit that helps him on his journey, and you find these heal and charge stations on the wall, and again when you approach them there is no screen tip like press E to use it or whatever. You just come to it and you have to figure it out yourself, that you need to press E to use it and how to use it and what it does. Black Mesa also has some boss fights, and I'm telling you right now, boss fights in Black Mesa are not a joke. There's few times in the game when you'll have a boss fight and a huge enemy to fight with, and trust me, it's hardcore as fuck. I died so many times, and I was playing on a medium difficulty, which is called Black Mesa difficulty, and it was really hard, it was really intense, but in the same time, once you beat a boss in this game, it's just huge feeling of satisfaction, and it feels epic. That the boss fights in this game were probably the best I ever experienced, honestly. It was just pure blast. Also, this game has some pretty cool horror atmosphere moments. Sometimes there are those zombies with those head crabs attached to their heads. They're gonna smash their heads on the window, and there's going to be like a blinking light in the dark room and some creepy noises. So this game really knows how to build up an atmosphere, and it's really amazing game. It has even 2 expansions, but those 2 expansions are not remastered, and I played them. So I played original expansions just to see what the difference is between the remastered version of the game and Black Mesa that was done in Source Engine, and I can tell that difference is huge. The first thing you're gonna notice is ragdoll. The original game doesn't have any ragdoll or whatever, almost. It doesn't have a realistic ragdoll, and Black Mesa has a ragdoll in the Source Engine, and in my opinion this is probably one of the most realistic ragdolls I have ever seen. So it's really unique and realistic, you know, in its own way. And I love the violence in this game. Sometimes you can come close to an enemy and fire both barrels with your right click from the shotgun, and you just shred them to pieces, and there is going to be blood all around, and body parts like eyeballs, lungs and stuff like that. It's really violent and it's really realistic. I just love it. Also, pretty cool addition to this game is a new UI that allows you to select any level at any time and you can play it. Also, another funny thing, for example, is when you try to quit a game will give you some funny messages like "don't leave yet" or "I'm a scientist, don't leave, what you doing" and stuff like that. It's pretty funny how they played with that a little bit, you know, to make players not leave the game and actually keep playing it. I love the moment where you just go in this game, and at the beginning when you obtain the hazard suit, there is some really cool soundtrack playing in the background while hazard suit is being like loaded, and while you get all the system of the hazard suit check and stuff. It's pretty cool, and through the game there is going to be some really amazing soundtracks. Some of them are just wow. I went and searched on the internet for them and listened to them for hours and hours. It was just really nice soundtrack, and whoever did the soundtracks for this remaster is a genius. He did an amazing job. Also, I love how you can interact with stuff. in this game, and how it has an interactable environment. For example, at the beginning of the game, when you are entering that research facility, you can go to scientists, from each scientist to scientist, and just try to talk to them. If they are talking to another person, they're not gonna talk to you, because they're all obviously talking to another person. If they are busy, they're not gonna talk to you. Character, I remember that there is one guy sitting at the bench being sad, and if you try to ask him something, if you come to him and press E to talk to him, he's just gonna say something like, "Not right now, Gordon, just leave me alone," and stuff like that. So they found really unique way to express emotions, and animations on the characters are just top notch. But back in its time, I read on the internet, animations in this game were one of the best for its time, and if I compare it honestly to some modern games, it's even better than some modern games today. So I love how this game has its interactive environment, and it really feels alive when you talk to characters. I love how you can interact, for example, at some parts in the game with the rail cards. You jump on them, and again, the game won't tell you how to interact with it or whatever. You know that you interact with E, and you have to figure out that yourself. So when you jump on that rail cart and you press E, you need to figure out now how to drive it. And how you drive it is with your W and S keys. With the W key you speed it up, with the S key you slow it down, and game doesn't tell you that at all. And it's just what I love about this game so much, man. It's explorational element, and I totally understand why gamers appreciate Black Mesa and Half-Life 1, in general Half-Life series, so much, and why everyone wants to see Half-Life 3 so much. After playing Black Mesa, I'll definitely play Half-Life 2, and I'll definitely be a person who wants to see Half-Life 3 as well. So my final thought on the gameplay is that it's really amazing, and it's something unique. You should definitely play it, and if you really want to call yourself a gamer, then you definitely should check out Half-Life and Black Mesa. Just to see the difference between the original and remaster, and just to play this legendary game, because it's really unique. I just can't really describe it with my words what's really unique about it. You really have to feel it to understand what's the difference between this game and today's modern games. There's just something so special about it, and you just need to wait until you see Zen, which is the alien dimension you enter at one part of the game. That's where this remaster come to its point. The amount of details that they remastered, and how they made the Zen look like it's just something from a fantasy. It's phenomenal compared to original 1998 Zen. It's totally uncomparable. It's just completely new world. It feels like completely new game. And this entire remaster just feels much better and much fluid. So I totally recommend it to check it out. I'm telling you, you're not gonna regret it. If you're a fan of first-person action linear shooters, go for it. You're definitely not gonna regret it. Alright, for the end, as usual, I always leave visual presentation and optimization of a game, how a game looks like, how a game runs, and in my opinion, if I compare this remaster to original Half-Life back from 1998, which was 21 years ago, this game is originally older than me. If I compare remaster to original, I would say that it's totally uncomparable. They fucking blasted it. They remastered everything, from sounds to textures to animations, everything, literally everything, and that's the reason why it took like 15 years to develop this game. But then again, if you're gonna compare this game to modern games and its graphics, which is fucking stupid, don't do that, then yeah, this game looks like a trash. But again, there's no point in doing that, because this is a remaster on Half-Life 1 and it should be compared with Half-Life 1. And yeah, the game remastered version looks absolutely beautiful. If you have a 4K screen and ray tracing on an RTX graphics card, I think it looks even more beautiful. It just would be blast when you see these lasers shooting and stuff like that. Alien Dimension would definitely look much better on that, but altogether it looks fucking mind-blowing and beautiful. I ran this game on all ultra settings in 60 FPS on 1050p resolution, and these are my PC specs. My CPU is FX 8320 octa-core Black Edition 3.50 GHz. Then my GPU is AMD RX 560 4GB DDR5, and my RAM memory is a 16GB Kingston Fury Black Edition, also DDR5. And those are my PC specs, and my PC didn't have any problems with running this game, even though at some parts it was kinda hardcore for a hardware, and I do experience some frame drops, but those parts were really rare and they didn't last long, so most of the time I ran this game in like 60 or even more FPS. It's not a hard game to run, so pretty much everyone can run this remaster from like low to mid spec PC. It's not hardcore for a hardware, and yeah, I would totally recommend you to play this game. It's a unique experience. It's something cool to relive, especially if you're a gamer from the 90s and if you played the original Half-Life, then you just absolutely have to check Black Mesa out. It's just amazing, and in general, if you want to call yourself a gamer, yeah, play Black Mesa. Go and check it out. See how gamers have fun in the 90s and why did they appreciate this game so much. I'm ashamed that I didn't play original Half-Life and that I didn't try it out before, but yeah, now I tried it out and now I understand why gamers appreciate it so much and why it was so revolutionary back in its time. And yeah, I can for sure say that this is the game that invented modern first-person shooters without a doubt. So yeah, that's it for this review, guys. I think I said everything I wanted about this game. Let me know down below in the comments what are your opinions and thoughts on my opinions and thoughts. Do you agree with me or you disagree? What do you think about Half-Life and the Black Mesa and all that kind of stuff? I think it's amazing. It was definitely worth playing, and I think that this remaster is worth every penny. So yeah, if you enjoyed this review, guys, then go ahead and leave a like, share, comment, or subscribe if you want to. If you don't want to, you don't have to. It's totally okay. But also, you can join my Chris Facebook group if you want to. Link is down below in the description. I post all kind of stuff over there. And you can leave any questions on my ask.fm. If you have any questions, a link is down below in the description as well. I'll answer to them as soon as I see them. And yeah, guys, I love you. Thank you for watching another game review. Thank you for all of your support. You're amazing, and I'll definitely see you in the next videos. Chris out.